I think that Dana had yesterday about 35 minutes presentation. Was it like this?
Yeah, I think so.
So I will see how long it will take. Maybe if, I don't know, Dana or Zbigniew can just raise hand when it will be 35 minutes, that I don't continue too long.
Okay. And after 2 hours, yeah.
Jo. Jsem si oblíbil tady ten nápoj. Vidíte, co to je?
To je nějaký rybízový, ne? Černý rybíz.
To je červená řepa.
Aha.
A já jsem se zamiloval do červené řepy. Mně to fakt hodně chutná. To je takové jako, ono to není čistá červená řepa, to je jablečný džus s červenou řepou. By to bylo asi hodně silné, kdyby to byla čistě jenom červená řepa, ale je to namixovaný vlastně džus jablečný s červenou řepou. A my tady jsme rozhodli se vlastně podporovat tady ty různé malé farmy, které jsou v okolí Příbora, tak jezdíme nakupovat vlastně i pro přátele různé od brambor přes česnek, cibuli, bórek a já nevím co všechno, vlastně tady na ty malé farmy. A jablka, hrušky tam mají všechno vlastně. A mají tam právě i tady ty výrobky, jako třeba domácí pivo, nebo džusy, nebo tak, víš. Takže to máme teď takové, myslím, že je doba taková výhodná pro podporu tady těch věcí, no. To je fajn. Nevím, jaké máte vy možnosti v Praze, asi menší než my tady.
No, menší a hlavně v bytě to není kde uskladňovat, víš. Já už bych si koupila brambory, jablka na celou zimu, ale prostě to nevydrží v tom paneláku, no.
Jo, to vidíš, to mě vůbec nenapadlo, no.
Ono tě to nevydrží ani baráku úplně, no. Jako, já jsem měl nějakých 25 kg, no stejně po měsíci a půl už to je takový.
Jo. No, právě máme výhodu, že tady nakupujeme vždycky po pytlích. Koupíš třeba 10kilový pytlík, ten spotřebuješ a jdeš si koupit zase, no.
Já tomu tady taky sem nám jezdí, každou sobotu tady zavážejí vlastně kousek od nás, když si objednám třeba jednou za měsíc ten 10kilový pytel, vlastně ten taky
spotřebuje. Super.
S farmy to vozejí, takže.
Tak to je dobré, no, to je fajn. Já vím, že oni někdy vozí takové ty bedínky, že si můžeš jakoby objednat bedínku, třeba 5kilovou nebo tak, a tam máš různou zeleninu, ovoce. To je fajn.
I'm just trying if it works.
Yeah, it works. It's working good. But it's true that I will not see the faces if I see the presentation. I don't have to see the presentation. What should I do that I don't see the presentation?
It's not possible, unfortunately, I'm afraid. No, yeah, it's possible, ti řeknu česky. Když si dáš po tom zobrazení a dáš si, myslím, že mřížku nebo něco takového, tak ta prezentace
tady jak to mám anglicky to view, jak je?
Jo, no, počkej, já se na to podívám. View, jo, přesně tak. Tak tam by to mělo jít, že vlastně, až tam bude ta prezentace, takže to bude jenom jedno z těch okýnek, jakoby.
Aha,
to jsem nevěděla.
Natalia, could you try again the presentation to post? I will try to hide the presentation. To nejde. Člověče, nejde mi to. Jsem si to úplně rozhodil.
A tam, jak máš, Martine, po pravé straně ten sloupeček těch obrázků, jo, tak tam, když je taková ta mřížka, to není ono.
Já jsem si to teď úplně rozhodil. View, side by side. Jo, side by side gallery. Yeah. Aha, jo. A tady vidím.
A můžeš si zmenšit tu
Ти
prezentaci.
запускаєш людей?
A ta si jak zmenší?
Tam máš takovou lištu, takovou dělící mezi tou galerií a těma, tu se můžeš posunout doleva normálně.
Jo, a zmenšuje se.
Zmenšíš si prezentaci a vidíš vlastně lidi třeba.
Jo. Dobré. Tak to je
Зараз він щось там
super.
настроює щось.
To je super.
Okay, Martin, it works for you?
Yes, it works.
Okay, now. Okay, we are letting people in, but we still have 1 minute. Доброго дня, вітаю всіх, хто до нас доєднується до нашого вебінару. Будь ласка, хто має таку можливість, то вмикайте камери, щоб ми бачили вас. Дякую дуже, що вмикаєте камери. Отож, поки всі доєднуються, то я ще раз всіх привітаю. Скажу, що я називаюся Наталя Мисула. Я є головою громадської організації Destigma. Ми нашою місією маємо підтримка якісного життя осіб з з психічними розладами через надання соціального супроводу їм та їхнім родинам, а також боротьба зі стигмою. І, власне, в рамках такої наших різних акцій боротьби зі стигмою та промоції турботи про психічне здоров'я ми мали можливість завдяки підтримці проєкту «Психічне здоров'я для України» організувати серію вебінарів «Життя людей з досвідом психічного розладу. Чеська історія». Ми маємо вчора і сьогодні, і ще в п'ятницю будемо мати спілкування з представниками чеської організації Dialogos. Це є люди з досвідом психічного розладу. Вчора ми розмовляли про гідність людини та про конвенцію про права людей з інвалідністю. А сьогодні ми будемо говорити про те, хто та як може надавати підтримку особам з психічними розладами. Я дуже дякую всім, хто вмикає камери, бо хоч буде презентація, але і спікерам легше говорити, і нам, коли ми бачимо, що ви є тут поряд з нами. І хочу сказати, що наші доповідачі будуть виступати англійською, і у вас на панелі Zoom внизу є такий глобус, там пише переклад або interpretation. І хто ще не вмикнув, то, будь ласка, потім перейдіть, коли почнеться вже доповідь англійською, виберіть собі українську мову для того, щоб чути переклад. Також ми маємо трансляцію на YouTube. І пробуємо також зробити трансляцію на Facebook-сторінку Destigma. І також ми будемо робити відеозапис цього ефіру, щоб потім мати можливість, ті, хто не мали можливість долучитися, щоб могли передивитися у запису ці доповіді. І я думаю, що це дуже цікава і гарна нагода поспілкуватися з представниками нашої сусідньої держави Чехії, бо справді Маємо дуже багато спільної такої історії. Ми є слов'янами, ми маємо спільну ментальність схожу. І ті кроки, які вже зроблені в Чехії у реформі психіатричної служби і у розвитку підтримки людей і групи рівний рівному, ми тільки робимо перші кроки, і це дуже гарно, власне, почути їхній досвід, поспілкуватися, щоб зробити для себе якісь певні висновки і вчитися від наших сусідів. Отже, сьогодні нашим спікером буде Мартін Окац. Хочу нагадати, що ви можете в чатику ставити свої запитання. Якщо у вас щось чи технічні якісь питання, чи ви хочете задати питання спікеру, то можна за допомогою, там є де внизу на панелі реакції, підняти руку і задати її на голос, а можна написати в чат. Ми дуже заохочуємо вас бути активними і задавати запитання. Отже, Мартін, будь ласка, the floor is yours.
Hello, I'm very glad to be with all of you. My name is Martin Okach. I have very nice Slavic name, and I would encourage you to turn your cameras on that I can see you and I can really follow your whatever you will express on your face, because it's much better for us to see each other, and I think that you will enjoy it also, that we can see each other. Unfortunately, we don't have opportunity to be not only online by the computer, but to be present, like to have a to be together. Like it would be much better and much useful. So thank you for turning your cameras on. Yeah, I have presentation on topic who and how can provide support for people with mental disorders. This is very sophisticated title, and I can ensure you, and I can open the discussion in your mind that anybody and everybody can provide support for people with mental disorder. Why? Maybe you are surprised. Why? I need some education. I need some whatever would I need to help other people. But all we have and all we need. Okay, Natalia. All we need as a basics for our help is to have open heart, to have open mind, and to have some kind of experience. And I believe that each of us is able to reach this minimum standard for providing support for people with mental disorder. Maybe it's kind of challenging for you. Maybe you are surprised, but this is something what I experienced. My biography is something what I would like to introduce you at the beginning. I am turning 50 this year, and I assure you also, I don't feel like turning 50 this year. I feel much younger. And I am Moravian. Maybe you are surprised. You say you are Czech, but I feel, and I am in my mind Moravian. Maybe you heard about Moravia in some kind of historical lesson, but maybe if you heard about Moravian brothers, this is kind of group which is very much connected with the history of Moravian region, but it's also connected my life with the Příbor. And maybe if you don't remember anything from my presentation, remember that I come from Příbor, what is birthplace of Sigmund Freud. If it's only what you remember, I feel like honored that I reached my goal. Příbor is my birthplace, and it's birthplace of Sigmund Freud. I cope with my disease from the age of 13, 14 years, which I reached. And it's something what is like challenging also for me, because it's almost 36 years when I live with mental problems. And I will express it in next slide. But in spite of these problems with mental health, I had opportunity to study something what is really difficult, and it's law. I studied law for 6 years, and then I worked as a lawyer for almost 15 years. And my specialization was refugee and migration law. And maybe it's something what is popular even nowadays. But now I work as a peer consultant, and I am involved in anti-stigma campaigns as another part of my job. What is actually something what I am proud of is my wife. I am married, and my wife Katka is a very important part of me, because she's like backing everything what I do, what I say, and she's like the one who I trust and believe most. So she's very important for me. And then we together take care of 3 kids, Bara, Clara, and Simon. We try to give them everything what is the most important for us, as good parents should do. And we involve them even in our full life and even with our work, because it's not only me who works now in the field of mental health, but it's also my wife. She works also in the field of mental health. And that's why mainly our eldest daughter, Bara, is very much connected with this topic also. So let's move on from biography to my life with psychiatric illness. So may I ask you? Yes. How I mentioned, I had the first symptoms in the age of 14 or 13, 14. It was 1 month before I reached age of 14. I was studying elementary. I was studying elementary school, and it was in the year of 1986 during communism. And it's something what is very important for my life, for my future, and for my orientation in my life, because this first experience with psychiatric illness, it was a depression, was so strong and attacked my life so strongly that it completely changed my view, my worldview, my view on myself, and not only affected it me, but also whole my family. Because nobody from my family experienced psychiatric problems or mental health problems. And it really turned my world upside down. In the age of 13, 14, I was hospitalized in psychiatric hospital for several weeks. It was, I think it was approximately 1 month. And during this hospitalization, I realized that world behind the walls is something what is hidden to majority of the society. And it's a little bit similar as we don't know too much what is going on when people are imprisoned. We don't listen too much to the testimonies of people who are imprisoned or who live behind the walls, what I mentioned in psychiatric hospitals. So I was very much surprised as a kid, and I was shocked, and it affected my life very much. And when I came back, I had to to come to the normal mood of my living. It took me several months. I was counting, it was almost 1 year when I was somehow okay again. And it took me first year of my secondary school where I started to go. And it affected my studies very much because I turned to be from very good student to one of the worst students. My grades were very bad. My situation, my relationships with my schoolmates were affected by the background in psychiatric hospital. And my experience from the secondary school is very much affected with this first hospitalization. I realized how difficult it is for our kids when they are affected with psychiatrical problems in the young age. We maybe speak a lot about people who are grown up over 18, but we don't have too many opportunities to speak about problems of kids. I don't know how it's in Ukraine, but when I see Moravia, where I live, we have really problems with psychiatrists, psychologists, and psychotherapists for kids. And that's something what is not too much discussed as the situation of like grown-up patients. So my next attacks were in the age of 18 and 22. It was during my university studies. And I had some change because during my second and third attack of psychiatric disease, it turned to be like kind of schizophrenic attack. I had really problem with hallucination, with voices. I was hearing voices, and I had a really changed view on different situations. And I wanted also commit suicide several times, and I was hurting myself seriously because I couldn't bear my life with psychiatrical diagnosis as a person who is coming to adult age. I lost sense of my life. I didn't know how will continue my life, what I will do in the future. I lost sense of my life in a situation when I was not sure if I will fall in love with a girl, or what will happen with my relationships, if I will have a good friends, or what's going on in the future. So I lost completely sense of my life. And then suddenly some change came into my life, which completely changed the view, and it saved my life. It was how I maybe you listened my presentation yesterday when we had discussion, like really faith came in my life in Christianity, in Jesus, and it gave me really hope that even me with this kind of problems have a hope and I can live normal life. I was 22. It was after third hospitalization when this complete change of my turnout of the life came and it changed completely my life. I started to have hope. I started to have firm foundation for my life. And I realized there is something what can influence not only my life, but also people who are in the similar situation. I see that there is one hand raised. Yeah. Yeah, it was like, yeah, okay, sorry. Yeah, thank you. This is something what influenced my future, because a reality is that I am still here. I am now turning 50 and I was 22. And I thought that I will commit suicide. And now I am still here. And I am in the job where I encourage people to have a hope. I am like encourager, I would say, who is like the person who have a pom-poms. And when the football match is going on and we have breaks, I encourage people to have a hope and to play the game to the end. And that's something what changed when I was 22 and I started to live my life with the psychiatrical disease, with the medical checkups, which I had regularly since then. I take pills for last, I don't know, almost 28 years. And I have life which is full of recovery. And I would say my recovery in my life started when I was 22, during my third hospitalization, when I found hope in my life. And I didn't know that recovery and the story I have was something what will also helping me in my living, because to give hope is something basic. But when you are now in projects as Dana or Zbigniew, to give hope to the people is something what can ensure our living. And that's something what happened at the end of my last attack, which I had in 42. Between 22 years of age and 42 years of age, it's 20 years when I was living as a normal person with the problems as a normal person. And I had career as a refugee lawyer, as a missionary, as a person who lived full life. And it's something what is, I found out that it's possible for anybody who lives with psychiatrical problems. It's not only for me, these 20 years of grace and mercy which I lived, but it's open for anybody with any kind of problems. During my third attack when I was age of 22, I had a third diagnosis, and it's bipolar disease. And it's kind of, in my life are 3 diagnoses of psychotics. And I can assure you, I am very satisfied with my life. And I am very glad that I live life which is like for me. And these 20 years between year 22 and 42 is something what is open for anybody with any kind of diagnosis. So actually, when I speak about topic when I speak about topic, sorry, what is the topic of my presentation? Who and how can provide support for people with mental disorder? I am coming back to the beginning, which I mentioned, anybody and everybody, and for all people is possible to be part of this process of helping people with mental disorders. Because who was during these years helping me with my problems? And we mentioned it yesterday. It were my closest friends and my family who were very much connected with my life and who affected my life most. My family, my mother and my father and my sister, they had never been connected with psychiatrical problems before, then started my problems. And they started to learn from fundamentals, how to cope and live with me, my life. And they slowly encouraged me in my life. It was sometimes upside down, but they were the key people who helped me to live my life. And they gave me foundation for my life from my age of 22, when I mentioned that I was 20 years living normal life. It's something what is key for my presentation. Sometimes we are focused on services which are good and which are necessary. But most of the time we live with our family members and with our friends we are surrounded by, and we really need to breathe and help and somehow encourage people around us, that we have somebody who we invest time and all the effort to provide support we need. Actually, once they provide support for me, and next time I can provide support to them. Because you can see they invested many to my life, many finances, many efforts, many emotions, and all the people need, they invested to my life. And actually, after many years, it turned to be, when I reached age of 42, after my fourth attack of the illness, it turned to be that last 8 years, I do job I was prepared for many years to do. Now I am helping people with this diagnosis and encourage people to be able to help other people. It's kind of discipleship we have, and actually we have to support, because it's very good, and I don't say that it's not necessary to invest effort to the structural thing, to build the structure of organizations and hospitals and centers. But for me, as a person who has experienced psychiatrical problems for many years, is my role. I encourage people to help each other with these problems. So, okay, let's move to, yeah, we can move on. No? We can jump to other slide. Yes. Roll CME. Tak. I changed my slides. I will make okay. I'm a little bit messy, sorry for that. Yes, role of the family. It's a crucial role, and I already mentioned that role because it's something fundamental for my recovery. I need empowerment, trust, encouragement, and love. And that's something what comes out of my closest circle I am surrounded by, and that's my family. It's something what I have to really be focused on most. And it's something what is crucial, what is attacked by the disease that it comes from. Because my disease always affected the people who are to me the precious one. And this was my mother, father, and later on my wife and kids. And when I invest a lot to them, when I am okay, then it's possibility that they will survive my future attack. So that's why for me it's important to invest a lot to my closest people I am surrounded, and I need them for my life the most. Actually, when I love them and give them a lot, it will turn to come back to me also. And actually, this love is something what is crucial. Love, which is unconditional, which is coming from my heart, which is like transferred and it's open to the different situations, is something what is crucial for my family being prepared for challenges which life brings. I see as important that family is supported even officially. I mean that family needs a lot of counseling and help because family is very much under attack in our society. Foundation of the family is something what the society is really standing on, and we need to help and protect our families. That's something what I experienced when I was hospitalized during my last hospitalization in the psychiatrical hospital. It was year 2014, and it was in my age of 42. I realized that people, psychotherapists, psychologists, and psychiatrists on the department I was hospitalized are connected much more to the, they are connected and united on the recovery of people. And it encouraged me even and influenced my future of my orientation of my life and my job, because they helped to change my view on my life, which I need to have in the future. They encouraged recovery, which was so clear, which was so encouraged by the psychotherapists who were preparing us as a patients for the life behind the wall. All the recovery started in the hospital, and it was a 6-7 weeks which influenced each of us who were hospitalized in the hospital in this department, that most of us were ready to go to the society and to bring them something what was important. And actually from this, I will change. Could you try, Natalia, change the slide? Yeah. Change. Yeah, previous one. This is the last one. This is the before last one. Yeah. Yeah, this is okay. This can be. Actually, the hospitalization prepared me for the life behind the wall. And that's something what is crucial for me, because now it influenced me for my future orientation behind the wall, and actually my future job influenced. During the time which I could follow, over 20 hospitalized persons become peers to the others. Many organizations who are now helping other people have the background of people who were hospitalized together with me in the age of in the year of 2014 and on, and we could like bear fruit from the care which was given us from in this process. It's something what is very important, that all the help which is given to us is very concrete and very fruitful. I am person who is not very much in favor of not clearly like reduce major big hospitals, but I know that it's important. We have now in the psychiatrical hospital, which was the one for me I am just mentioning, they have now 700 beds, and I know that the reality which will be reached in the few years is 350 beds, and it's okay. But what is crucial is that we have built up system and structure of organizations and influence of patients who are reduced from this hospital to the society, and that we have really taken care of these patients. And that's something what is crucial for me, that we have system how to do it. And that's the crucial point which I see. Why I focused on family is that is something what is crucial for each of us, and we know that we have it. All of us have the family and have the closest circle of people. So I would encourage each of you, don't forget to this crucial point. I mentioned the help in the psychiatrical hospital, which was special for me. And what is special maybe for a whole system, which is not always given so clear support to the patients, which I found out in the hospital. So what is for me important as a peer consultant, how I work now, is that what I found out as a crucial for me and what was helping to me, that is transferred to the other people, which is helping to them. So actually, this is something what I wanted to say to you. Now let's go to movements of people with lived experience. Yeah, this is, yeah, thank you very much. We as a people who are like working and living together, we started to work on a system of self-help groups. Actually, we realized that this system is very cheap and doesn't need too much structure and organization, as the systems sometimes provide. And actually, we started to gather people who have the same experience with psychiatrical diseases as we, and we started to be surrounded by these people. We started in the year 2019, and now it's 3 years since we started. And actually, We now are surrounded by total 200 members we have as a self-help group called Open Hearts Club. It's something what is possible build up everywhere, and you can start with the minimum kind of education. You just have to have open heart, you just have to have a clear mind, and you just have to be backed up by the people who will support you. We started to meet together in one place. Now we are meeting in 3 places, and we are meeting online, which is very good for nowadays time situation. We have everyday meetings where we meet online from 10 to 20 people, and we have connections not only from Moravian region where we come from, but we have connections from all Czech Republic and also from abroad. So it's something what is simple and easy to build up, and I think this has future. How I mentioned yesterday, we are coming to the situation when we will lack resources. We will lack finances, we will lack human resources, and the situation when we will be facing like these challenges. This self-help groups is the future I see. So it's something what we should support. Our self-help groups are changing for communities. We are more focused on community life. It has the future for that we are not only speaking and discussing about our health, but we are also helping each other with practical things. If somebody has problems in, I would say, financial side, we try to secure his problems with finances, with the flats, with accommodation, with other stuff, with food, and something like this. Problems in our society is that many people with mental health problems live alone in the flats or in the big towns, and they don't have, they have minimum access to the help. They have some connection to official organizations, that's okay, this we support, and this connection we support, but they are lacking relationships which are like open and compassionate and love like oriented. So that's why our relationships are, that's why we have the name Open Heart Club, that our hearts are open to each other, and we encourage each other to not think only about his problems, but also with the perspective of helping others. When we try to help others, that's something what is curing us and curing me from my psychiatrical problems. This is something what we found out for last 3 years. When people are focused on helping and involving strength to the others, it's also coming back to them and it's helping them. Open Heart Club is something what is found out on the basics of Christianity. God has open heart for us. We have open heart for each other. And actually, this community life is something what we are now building on and trying to find out how it will work. So maybe if we meet in a few years or months, I could tell you more how this idea will work. Actually, self-help groups is the future I see of the psychiatrical support which we provide for people with mental disorder. Yeah, could we move on, please? Yeah. Now I have several encouraging words which we share with people when we meet. And actually it can encourage also you, to give you hope. Anything is possible to the one who believes. How I said at the beginning, we as a people with psychiatrical problems, we are lacking sense of life. When we encourage each other to have belief in our recovery and in the sense of life, it's curing and it's sensible for us. Anybody can influence his family, friends. It's something what we share in the self-help groups. It's something what is crucial for us, that anybody can influence each other and anybody can influence even himself, that we are able to change my situation and situation of other people. Dana, you raised your hand?
Yeah, time is running.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody can be active in a public life. That's something what we encourage people. Don't stay alone, but be active, proactive. We as a people with mental problems are sometimes depressed, that we have self-stigma, and when we are not able to reach anything. But that's not true. That's in our mind. We have the power to change the world. Each of us has the capacity to change your world's situation. And this is something what is changing our concept of view on my life and view of other lives. Do everything and anything what you want. You don't have limits. Your psychiatrical problems are not limits for your life. I lived with 3 diagnoses, 20 years as a normal person, even coming regularly to the psychiatrist, taking pills, medications, and whatever. But I had to have some structure in my life which I followed, that I am avoiding some problems. But anyway, I was not able to avoid my 4th attack of my disease. I tried my best, but then came the 4th attack and I had to start again from the bottom. But don't be afraid, learn from your mistakes and just try. We all are able to start again our life. No problem we have is not anything, nothing what is affecting our life is able to kill us if we don't try to kill ourselves alone. It's in our mind. I am able to change my view on the world and myself and so on. And last, not least, Nick Vujicic is our hero. We follow him. Is the encourager, which is somebody that's a person who doesn't have he doesn't have hands, he doesn't have legs, it's just body, it's just creature. But that's person who encourages presidents and kings of the world. And he mentioned that life is full of miracles. And if you don't see it, just become one. Anybody from us is able to change the world. Don't worry that you are not exception. No exceptions is around us. Each of us is able to change the world. And that's something what we encourage each other as a supporters, that we encourage. Once I encourage them, next time they encourage me. Nobody of us is somebody who is avoiding the problems with psychiatrical disease. That's why we need hope in our life. And I hope that I could transfer some hopes into you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Martin. Дуже дякуємо, Мартін. Справді, так дуже надихаюче, але в мене є ще таке практичне запитання, бо воно, напевно, цікавить багатьох. Власне, робота цього консультанта в системі рівний рівному в лікарні, ви сказали, що ви працюєте. Чи це є волонтерська робота, чи є якісь структури в Чехії, які підтримують таку роботу?
Thank you for this question, because first, actually, everything what you mentioned, I was. So first, I was volunteer, but I would say that I was volunteer from the year I started to be hospitalized, and I started to because when you are hospitalized, you find out that some of the crucial help patients in the hospital give each other. That the system is official, but the system doesn't secure some basic help which people need to recover. And actually, during my hospitalizations, I realized that we can help as a patients the best each other, because we understand each other what we actually live with our problems, like with our mental health problem, and actually we know what we need. So it was like growing in my mind and in my nature. That's something what is somewhere in my future will be maybe the time to do. When it was in the year 2003 and 2004. When I was working as a missionary, people in mental health disease were gathering around me and my wife, and we started to have a self group in our home, and we had about 10 people around us, and we were helping each other. We were like a little community in the church. Because sometimes church doesn't know how to work with the people. They are not educated in that. They don't have experience. That's the challenge I have for the church. And I work with that idea that we have like living structure in the society, and they just need to educate. And that's very cheap, and it existing here. So we invest education and encourage them to do this job. Church will be prepared and ready to do this job. And actually we tried that with my wife for several years, and we succeeded. But problem was when we moved on to another town, the group like stopped. Nobody could hand over this responsibility for the group. And now we actually, with the self-help group we have people who have responsibility, and it doesn't lay on us the responsibility, but anybody can hand over the responsibility. And I started to have the responsibility for peer work in the year 2016, when I was asked by the psychotherapist in the hospital to take over this responsibility as a first peer in the hospital. And now we have 10 peer consultants in the hospital I work. So, and how I mentioned, 20 peers came from this work for the region Moravia. So there is a big challenge for any hospitals and any regions, that they can really encourage their patients to take over this job of peers. And it doesn't have to be like I know that Dana and Zbigniew are working on that concept, that they are part of the structure, official structure. At the beginning, for 2 years, I was not part of the official structure, but I was as a volunteer doing this job. But actually, you need to earn money for living, so it's good to have some money for that. So now I earn money from my peer work, but for many people, how I mentioned in the hospital, is a natural to start this work as volunteers. Sometimes how I mentioned in the house as a hospitalized person, or then coming there as a volunteer and helping people as a volunteer.
Дякую. Дана підняла руку.
Yes, I would like to say that I don't feel that I am a part of structure, because when we discuss problems concerning system of psychiatric care in the Czech Republic, we have strong opinion together with Zbigniew, and we are independent on social or health services, because we need to have both, which will cooperate, and we have such opinion. We need self-help groups. Okay, it works, but we need also the people from health field and from social field, and it is not easy to be independent, because many people would like to have users on their side, and it is not possible. We have our own opinions, our own wishes, and it is not so easy. So I don't feel that I am a structure. I don't think so. And one support is very necessary from my point of view, and it is psychotherapy. Psychotherapy for people with several mental illness. I have my psychotherapist, and he helps me so much to realize my problems, to find the solution of these problems. And I know that self-help groups is very, very good for people, but we need also the help of professionals sometimes. So it's my opinion. Thank you.
I didn't mean like structure that you are Dana structured, but I thought that the structure is for peers, that the peer has to be part of the structure, and you are the one who is securing that peers are part of the system, official system, and that has to be structured. So
Yeah.
this I meant. And what I haven't mentioned, because I wanted to a little bit avoid this, because I felt that yesterday discussion about church was too much for my colleagues. So I think that church as a part of the society, who is kind of part of the society, is ready and could be ready. And if we work with the church, is because spiritual problems and spiritual and like physical spiritual problems are sometimes very much on the border of the church and view on the situation of people. So I see that they could help us a lot, because they have built up structure, they have trust of the people in the regions, and they are very well, I don't know how it's in Ukraine, but in Czech Republic, in Moravia, they are in every village. So actually they have structure in every village, and we work with the people who are there and who listen to the people and who are ready to help them with psychiatric problems. We actually don't have to invest to the structure, and we don't have to invest to the money to their salaries, because they are paid. So actually it's much cheaper. But now it's still in my mind, and I would like to work on that, and I will see how it works in the future. So maybe if we have this webinar in 1 year, 2 years time, then we will maybe see the results.
Zbigniew?
Yeah, I want to tell one thing to this. I think that it's very important, so what Martin said, that it's complex. It's bio-social, theological, or we need to fulfill all the needs we have. So I think that first we should have just like fulfill all the needs, because then we are able to start normal life, and we also just at that time we just can start to help others. So first I could stabilize myself, my life, and then I am able to help others. So I think it's very important what Martin said, that it's not only about the health, it's about social, it's about belief, and yeah.
Дякую. Але ще раз хочу повернутися, бо мені дуже подобається ця ідея консультантів рівний рівному мати в кожній лікарні, наприклад. І я думаю, що це теж така ідея, над якою ми би в Україні могли працювати. Ще таке є запитання, і може хтось ще з учасників наших хотів би задавати запитання, то або пишіть в чат, або піднімайте ручку, і ми обов'язково вам дамо слово. Але все-таки з позиції ваших родичів, що повинні знати і робити близькі люди, які з вами поруч в період кризи? Чи є якісь такі речі, про які ви би хотіли сказати?
Actually, what I found out that my closest friends and my family has to know that I have psychiatrical problems and what the problems are. Sometimes we try to hide our problems, and not even our closest relatives are aware that we have these problems. That's something what I found out when I was 14, and when my family was, my father and mother were hiding my disease, that not even my wider relatives knew that I have these problems, because they were afraid how they will respond, how they will react, and they didn't know, they maybe thought that they will lost some credit or whatever. So sometimes we have this feeling, but that's something what we have to somehow rebuild in our mind concept, that when we share that we have these problems, people actually will respond mostly in a positive way. This we realized when we are working with people, and with them when I was working with myself, that not too many people were reacting badly. Some more bad response was mainly in my mind, not in the speeches or reactions of my friends or my relatives. So that's the problem which I have to reopen, that I have to be opened. I have to open my Pandora box and my problems, and then I have to work with the people around me. And that's something what I was mentioning with the family in my presentation. This is what I was mentioning very much.
Thank you, Martin. Dana?
I must say, Martin, you are a happy man, because your family is functioning and everything is in the sun. But I know people who are big problems with their family members, and it is not so easy to solve this problem for them. And I remember Manvi, our colleague who presented her presentation on the conference, that the main problem in families is the emotional stigma. And it is necessary to speak about it, because people in our family have problems with us and we have problems with them, but it is not so easy to solve them sometimes for some people. So I fully agree with Zbigniew that you must be strong and you must solve your problems, and you must think about you, that you are able to solve your problem, and then you can build the relationships. Yes, Martin, it's my opinion. Some people don't have a family which is functioning.
What I mean is that it's in my head. Maybe it's many people who are hating me and who don't agree with me. Maybe our relatives who have some problems with me. But when I have in my mind a concept that I am loved and I am glad and I'm joyful and I don't have problem with others, even in spite they have problem maybe with me, then it's something what I can influence. I can influence myself, but I am not able to influence opinions of the others. So that's why my concept is positive, to be positive. So that's why I maybe have this opinion.
А чи є
I
якісь...
agree with both of you. I think that it's important just to have support, but also the family is sometimes the limit. Yeah, but we can be okay with my wife, with my children, but they were really afraid of next coming of my illness. So when I faced it first time, after the few years, maybe just don't read this, don't do this. Look at your maybe the illness is coming. So just like to balance also this, that it's support, but they are also afraid. Naturally, they are afraid because they lived with us in this bad time, and they are afraid that the bad time is coming once more and once more and once more. So just like also, I think it's important just like to have feedback from them. Just like you looks like that something is changing and be afraid, but also it has to be limited, not just like to push you down instead of up. Yeah.
Дякую. А чи є якісь соціальні види допомоги і підтримки сім'ям? Якщо не церква, то ще де можуть сім'ї в Чехії знайти підтримку?
Can I answer? In the Czech Republic is one project started, the project for peer careers. So it is a very important support for families of people with lived experience, because they have a special experience with the illness with us, and they have their own problems. So I think that the position of peer career or peer family members is also very, very important for us, because family which is functioning is very supporting and very helping. So our relatives need the support of peer family worker, and also from psychiatrists to be educated about illness and something like that. So and Martin know that in his hospital 2 peer family workers work. Yeah.
We have 3 family workers and I have 1 at home. It's my wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, what my wife is just mentioning was that we are responsible as a psychiatrical people with the disease. We are responsible to build up trust with family members. It's actually what we are very responsible. If we don't want, if we want positive response to our illness, they have to trust us, and that's something what we have to build when we are somehow without consequences of our illness. That's our responsibility, to build up trust.
Дякую. Чи хтось з наших учасників хотів би щось запитати чи додати? Так, є. Пані Тетяна підняла руку. Можете включити свій мікрофон і сказати?
Так, я хочу, всім доброго вечора, та я хочу запитатися, власне, якщо сім'я сприймає хворобу свого, будемо так казати, пацієнта, клієнта, в нашій організації, наприклад, так, приходять клієнти, які ходять до нас, і родичі, згідні, пускають їх. Але самі родичі не йдуть на контакт з нами. Як працювати з родичами? Якщо у вас є така практика, і ви працюєте з родичами пацієнта, клієнта самого, то як ви працюєте з ними? Як до них достукатися? Тому що не всі родичі приймають хворобу свого родича, так? Але не всі йдуть на контакти, не всі хочуть працювати на розвиток того клієнта, того пацієнта, щоб він розвивався. Вони можуть його раді відправити десь в якусь організацію, щоб він там побув день, але так не розвивався. Якщо у вас є такий досвід роботи з родичами, то поділіться, будь ласка.
Yeah, that's maybe question on my wife. But I know how she works with the family members, and actually I have the privilege to be with her during her work activity, so I can look at her and her job and her work, and I can transfer these ideas to you. So actually what we do, we visit the patients in the hospital and have a presentations about our offer to work with the family members. And actually I have presentations to the patients about me as a peer worker, and my wife has a presentation as a peer family worker. And if they're okay, and if they agree, they give to my wife contacts to their relatives. If it's mother, father, wife, husband, or some other relative, and she calls them, she makes a little bit introduction of her job, and if it's okay for them and they agree, they build up contacts and they continue to work. The idea is that it's not about care about the psychiatrical patients, but it's about taking care and securing health of the family members. That's the main key. It's care for family members and about their needs, about they have because actually family members are very much affected by our sickness, and they need help how to cope with us. We have also programs for family members as a anti-stigma organization. We have programs for family members to secure their psychiatrical health or psychological health, that they feel okay, and so on. So that's if I answered your questions. Yeah, and we have family communities. Yeah, family communities is something important. We have meetings of family members. We organize for them groups, and we introduce them what they can actually participate on, and we offer them the services.
Дякую.
So in chat is any question from Mariana Melnik, but it is in Ukrainian language, so...
Yes. Я прочитаю запитання. Як допомогти людині, яка зазнала неодноразове зґвалтування, а батьки розлучені і немає підтримки від батьків? Ну, я зі свого боку можу сказати, що все-таки, якщо це такий конкретний випадок, шукати когось, хто би все-таки...
I can say just like it's a quite difficult question for us, I think, because we are just, it's the type of question maybe for health or social professionals. Yeah, when I'm looking at this question from my point of view, just like I think in this case we could help this peer support. Just like, but what I think what's the main problem is that usually such person doesn't seek the help. So the others don't know that they have such problem. So maybe to try to move this person to contact some peer support group and also the psychologist. I think that in this case it would be a good way just like to solve it by psychotherapy, because but it's quite difficult. I think that it's also what we are facing in the Czech Republic, that there are people just like and that we know that they need some help, but usually or sometimes it's quite difficult just like to ensure for them the right service, or that to just like to tell to make him just like to visit the service or seek for the proper help.
Thank you, Збінєк. Мар'яна, ви підняли руку, ви
I'm sorry,
хочете
maybe
щось
I didn't answer
додати
the question
до
correctly,
цього?
but that's what if I understand it well, what I feel.
Thank you, Збінєк. Мар'яно, ви підняли руку, ви хочете сказати щось? Включіть свій мікрофон, якщо ви хочете щось запитати. На жаль, ми вас не чуємо, Мар'яно. Ми не щось зі звуком, зі зв'язком ми не чуємо вас, Мар'яно, на жаль. Я просто, може, документую те, що Збінєк відповідав на питання Мар'яни. Власне, якщо людина вже комусь про це сказала, то шукати якісь, якщо не в родичів, не в батьків підтримки, то десь поряд, якихось психологів, щоб є дуже багато зараз груп підтримки для тих людей, які зазнали насилля в вашому регіоні або десь поряд. Є онлайн-консультування. Я думаю, що якщо є бажання тієї людини, то звичайно, можна знайти. Або напишіть навіть нам на Destigma, і ми зможемо пошукати якусь підтримку в цьому випадку. В нас є наступне запитання. Чи варто роботодавцеві при прийнятті на роботу ставити запитання, чи людина має психічний розлад і який може вплинути на стосунки в робочому колективі?
According to CRPD, they have no rights to ask this. But in the Czech Republic, the recruitment procedure is that you must go to the doctor, in primary care, and you must have paper that you are healthy. Yeah, and they ask you very often which medication you use. And in this, when you say I must take a medication for psychotic disorder, so the doctor sees that you are ill. So it is very, very big problem in the Czech Republic in open labor fair, because sometimes you cannot say that you take psychiatric medication, but for us it's very, very hard to live without our identity, to don't say about our illness at the workplace, because you need to have freedom. And I would like to say to my colleagues that I am mentally ill because it is my life, it's me, and they have the right to know that I need their help sometimes, their support sometimes, but that I am able to work. And it is not so easy question to solve it. And I hope that CRPD can help, and the anti-stigma campaigns can help, and something like that, because it is very, very hard to live with the feelings that you cannot say I am people, men or women with psychiatric disorder. It is very hard to live without this possibility.
Yeah, if I can say also that Dana was also part of it. Martin is part of it. I'm part of a destigmatization campaign in the Czech Republic. And as you can see, just like the situation is a little bit going better, but I know that this problem is solved all over the world. At the time, we just helped to prepare the book from Holland, from Netherlands, where the book is about almost about this question: how to say, whether not to say. And what I can say, just like I think that we three, just like Martin, Dana, and me, we are glad that we can work in the field of mental health. Because in that case, we don't have to, we can say that we have such problems or that we had such problems. We can help people just like in this field, and maybe it's the way. I know that not for other people, but for me, it's much more better than, because I'm in this field for 5 years. Before I worked for normal companies, okay, say, and there was problem. Sometimes I said it, sometimes I not, and yeah, it was tricky. So I'm glad that I was successful in this field, that I find work in such field, and I think that I want to work in this field for next years also. So maybe it's one possibility, just like to establish some companies, maybe peer companies, try to start something like reform, because it's up to you and up to us also. Yeah, as Martin said, we are the movers, we are the people, we can make evolution, we can make also revolution. So yeah, it's up to us, and if we will go together, we can change the world, we can change the country, we can change the town, we can change the family, maybe. Yeah, so that's what I said, that yeah, I'm glad that I can work in field of mental health.
I would mention that I live in a very little town. It's 8,000 inhabitants, and everybody knows me, I would say, who is somehow a little bit in official position in the town. Everybody knows me and knows who I am. Everybody knew me even when I had attack in 8 years ago, and I was really crazy and I was affecting badly many people in the town. So I really know and feel how people feel, yeah. And what actually surprised me, officially every fourth or fifth person, if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is somehow coping with psychiatrical problems in his life. So it's not rare. It's not something what is 1 out of 100 people. Yeah. So it's really something what is very, very popular. And I am always surprised when I try to say something and I realize, yeah, this person knows what I am speaking about, because I didn't know, but he's coping with the same problem. So it's something what is somehow hidden under the lid, but it's not that it's so magical. It's everybody knows it, yeah, knows it from the family, knows it from the friends. So it's something strange that we have this. So don't worry about that. And what I would encourage, the question before about who is responsible and who we should contact, if some organization, psychology, psychotherapist, I would again encourage you, if you are a member of the church, don't worry to go to the church member who is responsible and to open this problem. People are educated in theological faculty, in psychology and psychotherapy. I know it because I have friends who studied it. So don't worry about that. We have the system, we have to use the system.
Yeah.
Дякую вам за ваші коментарі і відповіді, за вашу відкритість до того, щоб ділитися з нами. І я хочу сказати, просто нагадати всім учасникам, що в нас сьогодні другий вебінар, і третій вебінар відбудеться в п'ятницю, 14 січня о 16 годині. Ми надішлемо вам ще окремий лінк на той вебінар усім. І якщо у вас ще виникли якісь запитання чи коментарі, то, будь ласка, пишіть нам на сторінку в Фейсбуці, на сторінку Destigma, і ми обов'язково їх обговоримо в п'ятницю. Або ми відпишемо вам, якщо є якісь індивідуальні особисті запитання. І в п'ятницю ми будемо говорити про те, як досягнути якісного життя, і будемо говорити про стигму. Дуже дякуємо Мартіну за сьогоднішню таку надихаючу доповідь. Справді, кожному треба вірити в свої сили. І сподіваюся, що це нам допоможе далі діяти у сфері психічного здоров'я, там, де ми зараз є залучені. Отже, дякую усім. І якщо немає зараз ніяких коментарів, то ми будемо прощатися. Дана, Мартін, Збіняк, чи ви ще щось хотіли сказати?
So it was very inspiring for me today. So I would like to say that our families, it is going in my head. I made 25 interviews with family members of people with schizophrenia, and they feel so strongly guilty, and they work so much for us that they have no leisure time, they have no time for them, and it is very hard position for them. So I would like, if you understand their position also. Yeah.
Sir Martin, speak, please.
I had discussion today, one phone call from the hospital from one patient called me and told me that he doesn't have a sense of life. He doesn't have a hope. That he wants to commit suicide. And I told him why. Life is so nice. Just to change our view on that and just to change our mindset. And actually, when I told him my story, he told me, oh, Martin, that's interesting. Maybe I have hope. What about to meet when you will be in the hospital? And we set up meeting for next Monday. So we will meet next Monday and we will continue. So I have a hope that he will survive to the next Monday. And that's something what is actually encouraging for us. We can encourage others and we can be encouraged also. And the hope we have to share with others. And that's what the lecture I want to learn, and I want to teach you also, that we have hope in any kind of situation, any social or whatever background will be, and danger of COVID and danger of war and whatever. No, we have hope. We will survive. We have hope in that. So don't worry. Be happy.
Yeah, and I can also say I would like thanks for preparing this webinars, and I just want to say what I feel at the moment. I feel that everything is important what we said, what we discussed. I think that I'm glad at the moment, and I'm glad because of I have a family, I have support from my family. I have a job which I like. I have friends like Dana, Martin. So I am quite happy person, but it wasn't 8 years, 5 years ago. So I think it's very important is also the need, what Martin was speaking about. And, yeah, my needs, my biological, social, my needs are fulfilled. So then maybe I can help the others a little bit, and I can help change the system, change the world, change. Yeah, that I think that's just like what I just like to wish to have just like the working families, to have nice jobs, to have nice state, country, and be just like to feel to think positively. Yeah, I think it's also important just like to think positively.
Yes, and don't stay at home, please, because social isolation is a very big problem in our recovery. So find self-help group, peers, or people who will understand you. So it is the way. Hope, and don't still stay alone at home.
And let's promise each other that we will go outside for a walk now. We're sitting for long now, and outside is very nice winter. So let's go and breathe and enjoy the winter time.
What I'm thinking about, Martin, just like if you want to start also one international support group.
Yeah.
Why not?
It's like in English, online English international support group. It's like, yeah.
Я думаю, что нам возможно тоже говорить по-русски, когда вы не будете так осторожно заниматься против меня, так я буду тоже очень рад, как буду говорить с вами. Так.
Дуже дякуємо всім, що сьогодні виступали, всім учасникам. Дякуємо нашим перекладачкам за професійний переклад. Бажаємо гарного вечора і до зустрічі в п'ятницю. Bye!
Bye!